What's up guys, Cycling Fanatics, part 2 of the Q&A. If you haven't seen first part, go check out that first, because there's a lot of questions in part 1. Right now we're going to continue with the rest of the questions. Okay.
Stanislaw German. Hello Jasper, as a cyclist who has ridden in so many parts of the world, what has been your favorite destination?
Just answered that. It was Mallorca, but besides that I really love LA because I can just ride and train, and I really got to know all the roads, so I don't really need navigation. I can just go out and ride my bike.
So his final question is, where would you go if you had only one trip left?
No! I would go to the moon. And take a really heavy bike. I want to ride on the moon.
Chris Dominic, what speed do I have to maintain and for how long to be able to hang with the crew that rides next to LAX on weekday mornings?
Oh, you mean the NPR? Go check out my my NPR videos. I've got a bunch of videos, 40 minutes long. The whole ride is on the video. So just check out what kind of speed you need to be doing. But think about it this way. If you're in the bunch, you don't need to push that hard. So don't worry about it. Just go to the center of the known universe, meet up 6:40 in the morning and ride with the guys.
Andrew Bedford. Hey Jasper, what do you prefer? Rollers or the turbo for indoor training?
Rollers or the turbo? I don't go on rollers a lot. Can't really adjust the resistance, so it's okay for a warm-up, maybe before a race, but not really for a specific training. So I'll go on the trainer. Mateus. Yes, I know him.
Any tips on how to stay healthy during fall or winter?
Eat your veggies and try to get some sun, which is very hard in some countries, but that's why we're here in Lanzarote, because the sun is shining every day. Back home in the Netherlands, it's crap, it's raining, it's snowing, it's cold. So trips like this keeps you nice, healthy, happy, and keeps up the vitamin D.
I Amsterdam 1071. Hey Jasper, fellow Dutch guy here. Just wondering if you have any recommendations about what to look for in a new wheel set.
That's a very, very unspecific question.
Sorry, ik was nog niet klaar. I want to upgrade, but I'm not sure about the height of the rims with the famous Dutch windy conditions.
If you are a heavy guy, I would not worry about the famous Dutch wind conditions. I'm riding high rims every day in wind or no wind, and it doesn't bother me. If you're a light guy, maybe go for like 30-40 millimeters. One thing we don't have in the Netherlands is hills or climbs or mountains, so I would not go for these very low profile climber wheels because you don't need them. Go for something aero.
Norman Hang, 15 to 20 minutes criterium. What training do you recommend?
15 to 20 minutes? Wow, that's really short. Train, you need to do a lot of high intensity work. 15 to 20 minutes is nothing. Everybody's gonna go all out for 20 minutes. So do over-unders like 40-20s, do sprints, do everything over your threshold. But not too much, because you can't do it that many times in a week. So pay attention to not do more than maybe 3, maximum of 4 interval training sessions a week.
Sylvia Ferrari, hey Jasper, what model are your watches?
In general, it's just G-Shock stuff, because I like they're really light and they don't break.
Oreo says BB00 is another question. Can you show how your camera and mic setup works? I really want to do cycle vlogs.
I just use the this is my camera and mic setup. The very secret camera and mic setup everybody's asking about. There's no microphone, guys. There's no microphone. I don't like GoPro, but this is the only one I have. Audio seems to be okay. Sometimes I use an external microphone, but that's only for the videos where I, for instance, this type of videos, which I'm now using a different type of camera on that I just got new, but usual during my riding stuff it's just a GoPro.
Rick, hey Jasper, how do you pack your bike before going into the airplane? I've heard several people saying their bike got wrecked because of bad handling by airport personnel.
Well, in general I don't fly with my own bike, only on trips like this when it's personal occasion. I have this very old bike box that I borrow from a friend. I just try to stuff it with like carton and pack it very well, and then it's up to the luggage handlers. You can't really do anything about it. A hard case is a good idea to make sure everything stays okay, but...
Christopher Jenkins, hi Jasper, do you have any plans to come to the UK? If so, it'd be great to ride with you. Try Yorkshire for the nice scenery and hilly terrain.
Got a couple people from the UK that asked me this question. I don't really have any plans to go to the UK, but if there's enough people to meet up, maybe we can organize something, I'm not sure. I have nothing planned to the UK.
Jaco Silon Gorfa, have you ever started a flight by saying, "What's up, cycling fanatics," to the passengers through the radio? If not, you really should.
No, I didn't, and I don't think I'm gonna do that due to obvious reasons.
Spencer Tanner, do you suggest carbon for stem and bars or aluminum, or a combination of carbon and aluminum for a sprinter?
I'm riding these this Aero Cockpit carbon bar integrated stem thing of Canyon. It's super stiff, so it might be a good idea, but you can't really change the length of the stem or the angle of the bars, so it has like positive and negative sides. But for a sprinter it might be a good idea because it's very stiff, so when you push out maximum wattage, you know, you really have a solid machine to put it out.
Matthias, do you have in your new training plan any gym work? I don't know how you stayed so light with much lifting. I've gained 10 kilograms and lost some body fat, but with that trend soon I won't be allowed to ride my bike due to maximum weight.
I've talked to my trainer, Jim, about going to the gym, and we took it out of the training plan. We don't need to focus on the peak power as much. We're gonna focus on getting to the end of the race and still be able to push out a sprint. So at the moment I'm not really going to the gym. I stopped my gym membership.
Do you get the same adrenaline rush with road racing or BMX? Or was BMX much more intense? Which of the two disciplines do you like more?
BMX is way more intense. I've never been as nervous on the road bike as I've been for some BMX races. It's two sides of the spectrum. BMX is it's a sprint, it's super spectacular, it's very short. You need to go full gas for 35 seconds. Everything happens in a very short period of time. Well, in road racing, you've got a couple hours to work your way through the race, and it's not like from the start a gate drops and everybody sprints out like crazy. So I've never really been very nervous for a road race, but I can tell you I have been for BMX races. And maybe that has something to do on the level I was racing. World class compared to pretty much amateur level at the moment. Maybe it's gonna change next year when I start doing more elite races, but yeah.
Marcus Paulini, how to do heart rate based intervals. Let's say I'm riding on a zone 3 plateau with some 2-minute zone 4 intervals. If the HR takes more than a minute to adapt to the level of power output, should I start increasing the power during the last 30 to 60 seconds of zone 3? Or should I just prolong the zone 4 intervals?
Neither of both. Check out a video I did on training on heart rate. It's a video in Los Angeles not too long ago. I'm doing uphill riding in my sweet spot zone on heart rate, and in that video I'll tell you about how to work this out. So in general, your heart rate takes a lot of time to get up to a certain number while you're already pushing the power. So you're already doing your interval, but your heart rate is not there yet. And when you only look at your heart rate, you'll be doing your interval for too long because You're gonna start your interval whenever your heart rate is up to a certain level, but you're already pushing for 2 minutes on the certain power you need to do. So just check out the video.
Kwan Hao. Jasper, cool that you came to visit Hong Kong. It's a bit less humid after Mid-Autumn Festival, but do you have any preparation, riding, nutrition tips for riding when it's super humid? Have you ridden in any other tropical countries?
I have ridden in Curacao, Paramaribo, Hong Kong are probably the 3 very humid places I go to. I don't really have any tips because I don't have that much experience with super humid environments, but I would say, I think when you're riding in a humid environment, it's difficult for your body to lose heat, because losing heat goes by evaporation of sweat. So if it's very humid, your sweat doesn't evaporate and you don't lose your heat. So you really need to get adjusted. Your body needs to get adjusted, and you're going to be sweating a lot because your body is generating heat but it's not evaporating, so it's going to be producing more sweat to at least have some evaporation to release some heat. So I think you need to be drinking a lot. Just thinking out logical, but any other tips, give them up in the comments. I don't have that much experience with humid conditions.
Does your job throw up last minute changes to your training plan? And do you compensate in the training density or adjust your season goals?
It does. Sometimes I'm on standby duty, so basically I'm at home all day and I can be called out to go fly somewhere. So I have no idea where I'm going, first of all, and I can't really train that day because I have to be able to be at the airport within an hour. So that's when it's most difficult to do any training, because it's very uncertain of what I'm doing that week. And also sometimes the destinations change. Sometimes when I go to Beijing and the air quality is super bad, I don't want to be doing any training because it's just gonna be bad for my body. So yes, it does mess up my training schedule a little bit. Do I adjust my goals for the year? No, I just work with whatever I have.
Baka Zetterkojev, you are a pilot. What do you think about chemtrails?
Chemtrails are real. No, I'm joking. Chemtrails are contrails, which is condensation trail.
DR Adrian EA. If ever you have chance to change your camera, which one would you choose? GoPro 6 Black or Garmin Verb Ultra 30?
I'm not gonna buy the GoPro 6 because they're too expensive and they're not bringing anything new to the camera. The additions they did to the camera and the difference in quality isn't there. So I'm not gonna buy a new GoPro. The Garmin, I don't know. I have no experience with the Garmin. One thing would be easy for me is to do the overlay, the power and speed overlay that I put on my videos. It's probably a little bit more easy on the Garmin.
Janice Boss. Hi, how much base training should be done in wintertime, and when to start doing intervals when preparing for next season if the season starts in April?
It depends on what your season consists of. Are you doing a Grand Fondo? Are you doing criteriums? Are you doing long races, short races? Are you a junior? Are you a veteran? Are you an elite? Are you a pro? If your season starts in April, when do you want to be fit? Do you want to be fit in April, or do you want to be fit in June? When is your peak moment? When is your important race? It all depends.
Pascal Optis. How do you deal with having a cold or flu in terms of training?
It's the above neck rule. Anything above your neck you can train with. So having a runny nose or a cough, it's fine. If it goes below your neck, if you're having like stuck saliva in your lungs, or you're having a big fever or whatever, if you have a raise in temperature, don't go training because it's really bad for your health. Get better first and then start training again. That's the basic rule. Don't try to catch up with training, just take out the training that you have to take out, see where you are after you got better, and then start back up.
Tonus Baronus. Hey Jasper, would you consider racing the Transcontinental or Indy Pack?
Yes, I would love to do a long distance race, but not anytime soon. But I will be doing it. I will be doing it in my life. I will. Maybe when I'm a little bit older guy with a big gray beard, and I don't know. I really like to do the Indy Pack or Transcontinental someday.
Okay, Cookie the Llama. Hey mate, great fits. A question about your job. You do some bloody long flights, and what happens in the cockpit if you or your co-pilot needs to fart? Have you or your colleague ever dropped one mid-flight? Well, I can tell you right now they do.
Never. We pilots, we don't fart. In general, we try to keep the farting to a minimum. Or when you're outside of the cockpit, in the toilet or whatever.
Shaib Iseni, do you like kebab?
Kebab. Yes, I do like kebab. I don't eat a lot of kebab.
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well guys, that's it for another Q&A. Together with Daisy this time. And the rest of the day we're going to be chilling. We're going to go to a volcano. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to dinner. And make maximum use of the sunshine here in Lanzarote. Any questions? Post them in the comments of this video. And I'm going to see you next time. See ya!
See ya!
Kan ik pop, 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 fuck. Ik kon even niet uit mijn woorden komen.
Ga je liedjes zingen?
Well, in talking to Jim, my trainer, we took out all the gym. Talking to Jim about going to the gym. Jim is my trainer, and the gym is the place where I work out. So I'm not really going. I stopped my gym membership. BMX is still where my
Heart is.
it's where my heart is.